Yeah, for my Native American people, my what I like to refer to as First Nation people, I respect you guys, and the only reason I don't include you in this stuff is because, in my opinion, y'all are not a part of America. Hear me out. Y'all were here on the land before this institution or corporation of America was even, you know, born or whatever. Y'all predate America. Y'all are the OGs of this land. Y'all, to me, to say that y'all have anything to do with America or put you under that kind of devalues who I think you are. You know, you guys are the stewards of this land, right? How's that? This is y'all's land, right? That's another thing I'd do if I became president. First thing is let's fix the people we've wronged. And the first people we've wronged was the First Nation. So I'd go and remove Stonehenge, because from what I understand, that was some sacred real estate to them. They've tried to pay them like $1 billion, and the people have turned the money down because they don't want the money. They just want their place back. Move those foreheads somewhere, grind them down, refix them, make them look as natural as possible. Move it, make a digital rendition of the whatever. Like, who cares, bro? Who cares? We got them same people's money, name on all the money and institutions and statues, whatever, bro. Like, they just human beings, right? They did the best that they could at the time, and since they didn't have too much competition, that they rose to the top. They're not great people. They're not freaking Jesus. They're just human beings. They don't need to be immortalized from here until eternity. They did okay. They did the best that they could with the tools that they have, just like any of us would have done if we were in that position. So that, give them people their land back, ask them where they want to go, because all their reservations are out in some arid desert land where you can't even grow nothing. That's where they got them all cooped up at. Let them get first pick wherever y'all want. The most luscious land we got, that's y'all's. We're gonna put all our money and all our resources to helping y'all build y'all's community the way you want it to look. Y'all want to be riding on horseback and stuff? We're going to give you all the horses, the best breeds we can. We're going to return every bit of knowledge that we took from you, all your treasures and art and all that. We're going to give it back to you because you deserve to have your culture. Okay? That's the first thing. We need a process of healing for our nation, and the only way that's going to start is if we start at step one, which is the First Nations people. Okay, we're not even going to get into all the atrocities and everything that happened to them. We were all immature as a people back then. We are growing together. This is everybody's, first time in this life, this set of life circumstances, and we're learning together. We're getting better. We're maturing together as a community, as humans. So that's what I would do with that. And that brings me to another point. I have been seeing a lot of people saying Pretendians, a lot of ADOS people saying Pretendians, and coming after the First Nation people. And I'm going to share something with y'all that I hope you really, really take to heart. Where to start is so much to share, but it's very important. So Black people, ADOS. To me, we're the oldest race, not just genetically or physically, but like soul. Age of soul. We're the stewards of this planet. Who else embodies the frickin' compassion, forgiveness, creation? Who else embodies that? Nobody. We do, right? With great power comes great responsibility. To me, we're royalty. And royalty, true royalty, has almost all been wiped from existence, but true royalty, a king or a queen would go to bed hungry and give the last food in the storehouse to their subjects. They would be the first horse or the lead in battle because they cared more about their people than they did about themselves. That is true royalty. And grace is you want your offspring to succeed even if you don't. It's not an easy concept. It's selfless. It's heavy. It's very heavy. But thinking back about our lives here as ADOS, isn't that what we've embodied? Like, even when we've had the opportunity to take out our enemies, we have showed them compassion, and it's innate. No one has to teach that to you. It's in your DNA. Oh, that I was going to look up that 9 ether thing. We'll get on to that next. I got it. See how it comes back around if it's meant to be shared? But true royalty, that's us, ADOS, true royalty of this planet. It's our mission, it's our job, it's the task that we have decided to take on when we became incarnated in this bloodline, is to protect and help raise and nurture everybody else on this planet who is our offspring. We are the great grandfathers of every other race on this planet. It's our job to nurture them, period. So let's say that these Native Americans are not the actual Indians and that we were over here first. They don't have any other culture. I don't know where the theory that these Indians, what we call Indians, are Pretendians. I don't know where the theory says that they actually originated from, but wherever that is, whatever ties they've had have been erased. They've been told that they're natives to this land, so they do not have another culture to learn about. This is all they know. So I ask you, as an ADOS member, being of royal bloodline, grace, would you want to move a whole group of people into not knowing their history, just how it has happened to us? Would you wish that upon another group of people, for them to be untethered from their heritage, the only heritage they know from their ancestral lineage? Would you wish that upon a group of people as an actual ADOS? Royal bloodline? I wouldn't. I wouldn't, my friend. So don't stop calling them people Pretendians. Stop picking on them, bro. They've been through enough, man. They've been through some bad stuff, and they still going through it in 2025. If you don't know, go look up all the ladies that get SA'd on their reservations, and nobody ever gets in trouble on it because it falls under a different jurisdiction, some technicality, you know. So they preying on these people and nobody's doing anything about it. I bet you they're not even allowed to own but so many guns because of the, like, covenants of the reservation or some other technology. So leave them people alone, man. Show them compassion. Show them warmth. They need our support. Now, if, you know, and I do believe that, yeah, there are some Native American tribes, some First Nations that look like me and you, that were otherwise known as black people. I fully believe that. So like follow me on this journey, mon frere and monsieur. The only racial image that I think First Nation people look like, cause I'm pretty good at looking at someone and being able to pick out, at least down to 25% of where their lineage comes from. French people look different than German people. Japanese look different than Korean. Like, I pride myself on that because I never wanted to run up on somebody and try to ask them what language they speak or something like that and offend them in some way. So I took it pretty serious to try to learn the differences, right? But to me, the First Nation people, they look like the Taino Indians, which I'm not an expert on this, but the most I know is like the Taino Indians, I believe, were somehow the Aztecs, right? Like just think of the ladies you see on the lowrider cars, airbrushed. I think those are Taino Indians, and then also Puerto Rico, I think, are Taino Indians. That to me is the only people that like look like Native Americans. Native Americans don't look like they come from Mongolia. They don't look like they come from the Caucasus Mountains, Korea, none of these places, Africa. They look different. They only look like these Taino Indians to me. So it could be that that's where they came from. But the Olmecs down in Mexico. Now, Mexico been full of Mexicans since the beginning, right? But you got these big statues of the Olmecs down there. And if you haven't seen them, I'll try to put one on screen. Snap. There it is, because I'm Derrick Washington. That's what the Olmecs look like. So those were down there in Mexico. Now, that's a black person, African even, if you want to say. What? So it's possible that, yeah, we was down there, we was up here. Taino Indians was down there, they was up here. So let's not rob their culture from them. That's all they have, y'all. So stop freaking fighting with the First Nation and support them. I follow a couple of them on TikTok, and let me tell you something. Some of the stuff that they make is so fire. There's this one lady who makes like these beaded type shirts or skirts. I guess it's a shirt. Fire. And then there's another group who makes these full hoodie suit, like a tracksuit or sweatsuit, super thick material, very vibrant things sewed on there. You can just look at it and tell the quality. It's not astronomical prices. I'd say under $200 for the top and the bottom, and I'm telling you, well worth it. Soon as I get some money, I'm supporting them. And if you're a fan of mine, if you down with me, then please support them too, man. Even if you don't have money, just find them. Like, find TikTok, their powwows, their gatherings, their music. Support them. Give them a repost. Give them some comments. It costs nothing. If you're a really ADOS, you have royal blood. This should not be hard for you to do, because innately you want everybody on this planet to be happy. You see, period. So there's that. Now the 9 ether, let's get into that. Let's see if that's true. Let's see. We're gonna ask freaking the internet, Google, and see what it says first. So 9 ether. So 9 ether has different meanings, but primarily refers to a concept from the Nuwaubian nation and related Afrocentric spiritual traditions. I want to know if there's any science behind it, because I've been told that we have 9 strands of DNA where all other humans have 6, something like that. Let's look up 9 ether DNA. Let's see. 9 ether DNA is a term. not mainstream science, referring to the idea that melanated people possess a spiritual DNA connected to the divine, symbolized by the spiral pattern of tightly coiled hair and the number 9 representing divine completion. I'm going to have to do a deep dive into that and like spend some time looking into that, because just because it's on Google don't mean it's true. That stuff's curated. We know that. I hope you know that. But I think that's an interesting concept. I feel that it could be true. I definitely do. You know. So